Good morning, dear students. In class plus 2, today we will read the chapter number 3, Deep Water. Before going to that part, I have discussed the certain points of this chapter with you, and now we will go for textual reading. Before going to the content of this chapter, let's read something about the author. William Douglas was born in Minnesota. After graduating with a Bachelor's of Arts, see BA, Bachelor's of Art in English and Economics, he spent 2 years teaching high school in Yakima. This is the good place. We will have some kind of discussion of Yakima River even in this chapter. Here in this school, he spent 2 years for teaching. However, he got tired of this. He got fed up with this particular job of teaching and decided to pursue a legal career. He met Franklin D. Roosevelt at Yale, President of USA at that time, contemporary of William Douglas, and became an advisor, and he became his advisor and friend to the president. Advisor and friend both. Douglas was a leading advocate of individual rights. In a very short span of time, he became popular in his particular field, and that was individual right in the courts. He retired in 1975 with a term lasting 36 years, 36 years, and remains the longest serving justice in the history of the court. 36 years continuously he served to the court. The following excerpt means this chapter is taken from the basic or the master piece of this writing is of Man and Mountain. As the title itself says that we are somehow learn something to climb the mountains or to face the challenges of our life and to get success, by William O. Douglas. His complete name was William O. Douglas. It reveals how a young boy, now he talks about chapter. It reveals how, as a young boy, William Douglas nearly drowned in a swimming pool. Okay, when he was young, he was being tossed into the pool by a young boy. At that time, he was nearly drowned in the swimming pool. In this essay, he talks about his fear of water. Fear of water means hydrophobia, and thereafter how he finally overcame it. In this chapter, we get to know that he had hydrophobia and what kind of strategy he adopted, or he you can say circulated on himself to overcome it. Notice how the autobiographical part, see, this is an autobiographical part of the selection is used to support this discussion of fear. So in this autobiographical part of his life, we will get to know that how did he overcome his fear of water and what kind of strategy he planned. Okay, so this is the chapter. Now come to the chapter. These are the certain you can say expression we will be understanding throughout the content. So it had happened when I was 10 or 11 years old. Actually, it is autobiographical sketch, so he just explained the thing. When he was 10 or 11 years, it happened to him. What? I had decided to learn to swim. When he was 10 or 11 years old, then he decided to learn to swim. Okay, he had a you can say intention to learn swimming. There was a pool at the YMCA. What is the full form of this YMCA pool, dear students? It is Young Men's Christian Association in Yakima that offered exactly the opportunity. This YMCA pool offered an exactly the opportunity for for learning swimming. The Yakima river was treacherous. Treacherous means dangerous. Mother of this particular field, this area, Yakima, continually warned against it. Means mother used to warn their child not to go to the Yakima river and kept fresh in mind the details of each drawing in the river. It means what was the reason? Most commonly, whosoever went there to learn swimming did not come back, especially the child. That's why kept fresh means who is newly drowned, who is who has got the death very near in very near present time. So that was a fresh in their mind of all the mother. But the YMCA pool was safe. It was safe for swimming. It was only 2 or 3 feet at the shallow, means at the bank of this particular pool it was 2 or 3 feet down or deep, and while it was 9 feet at the other, means at one corner the beginning corner was only 2 or 3 feet down and the other was 9 feet. The drop was gradual, means gradually the depth of the pool increases. I got a pair of water wings like mermaids use in her legs. So like water wings he took and went to the pool and went to the pool for learning swimming. I hated to walk. Douglas hated what? To walk. Naked into it and show my skinny legs. Why Douglas hated to walk into the pool without wearing water wings? Because his legs were so thin or his body was very skinny. But I subdued my pride and did it. Then he strengthened his pride. What was his pride? That he had skinny legs. He did not want to show his thin legs to the water and did it, and he then went to the pool. From the beginning, however, I had an aversion. Aversion means dislike to the water when I was in it. When first time Douglas went into the pool, he hated, okay, and he disliked this water. This started when I was 3 or 4 years old. Now he will explain another incident and how did he get to know that he had hydrophobia or fear of water. When he was 3 or 4 years old, and father took me and his father took to the beach in California. Okay, when he went to the beach of California with his father when he was 3 or 4 years old, and he and I stood together in the surf at the seashore. They stood. I hang on to him, means the father was you can say holding the finger or the hand of Douglas, yet the waves knocked me down. When the wave came to them, knocked me down, the wave struck Douglas and swept over him, and the complete water of the wave swept over them, both of them, and he raised over him only because his height was less than his father. I was buried in water. It means the complete body of Douglas was buried into the water, under the water for a moment. My breath was gone. The breath of Douglas was stopped. I was frightened, and he was, at that time, he got frightened. Father laughed. His father was laughing because the whole body of the boy was trembling. But there was terror in my heart at the overpowering force of waves. The father was laughing because the complete body of the boy was trembling, and this was the first time when he was 3 or 4 years old he got to know that he had hydrophobia. So this is the thing that has been discussed in this particular paragraph, and this also lead to next thing, that is one word is there, misadventure. Okay, then we are going to read this one right here. My introduction to the YMCA swimming pool. This was the first time when he went to swimming pool for learning swimming. Revived unpleasant memories, because this visit of Douglas to the YMCA pool was not pleasant memory and stirred childish fear and aroused his childish fear. But in a little while I gathered confidence. In the next moment he collected his confidence, or he mustered his confidence. I paddled with my new water wings. He was wearing water wings, so he started paddling, watching the other boys and trying to learn by apping them. Apping means copying them. He was observing the other boys who were in the pool and trying to copy them in the same way. I did this 2 or 3 times. He copied the boys, by imitating them. He started paddling. He did this for 2 or 3 times on different days and was just beginning to feel at ease in the water when the misadventure happened. And somehow he felt some kind of ease, some kind of comfort by doing it 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 times on different days. On different days, he went to the pool on different days, and then he felt some kind of comfort because the very first day was very, you can say, unpleasant memory for the boy. Now, this was the adventure that happened at California beach, and he started copying the other boy, those who were at the pool, and somehow he felt a sense of comfortableness by visiting the pool on different days. Now, next he tries to do something different. What? I went to the pool when no one else was there. So one day, Douglas went to the pool, YMC pool, when nobody was there. The place was quiet. The place was silent. It was still. The water was still, and there was no movement in the water. Still means silent. And the tiled bottom was as white, as clean as a bathtub. There was no disturbance into the pool. That's why the tiled bottom of the pool was tiled, and it was as clean as a bathtub. It was looking like a bathtub. Right now, Douglas has converted his imagination, and this pool has become a bathtub for him. I was timid. Timid means not to show courage about going in alone. He does not want to go to alone to the pool. So I sat on the side of the pool and wait for others. So he sat on the side of the pool and was waiting for other children to come. I had not been there long when in came a big brochure of a boy. In a short while, a big brochure means strong boy, probably 18 years old. When he was waiting for the children to come, then a big boy means a stoudy or physically fit 18 years boy came over there. He had thick hair on his chest. Okay, so this 18 years boy has some hair on his chest. He was a beautiful physical specimen. Physically, he was fit with legs and arms that showed rippling muscles. Good kind of muscle he had. He yelled, he shouts, "Hi!" This, this he is the boy, 18 years old boy, and he spoke to hi to Douglas. Skinny means thin boy. This skinny word has been used for Douglas. How would you like to be ducked? This duck, animal duck. So here it refers to swimming. So the boy, 18 years boy, asked to this narrator or Douglas, how would you like to be swimming? Okay, how would you like to be this one into the water, to go into the water? So then, with that, as he delivered this dialogue, with that he picked me up. The 18 years boy picked Douglas up in his hand and tossed into the pool, into the deep end, and he threw Douglas into the pool. I landed in a sitting position. Now Douglas explains that he landed into the bottom of the pool in sitting position, swallowed water. The water went into in his throat and went at once to the bottom. Suddenly he went to the bottom. I was frightened. The narrator, Douglas, became frightened, but not yet frightened out of my wits. Wits means intelligence, excellence, brain, mind working. Okay, so it shows he was not out of his wits, he was not out of his intelligence or the mind activity. On the way down, when he was going down to the pool, I planned. He started doing planning. What is the planning? When my feet, he thought that when my feet hit the bottom, it means when he will reach at the bottom of the pool, he would make, means I he okay he I would make a big jump. He will give a big jump to the tile, come to the surface. He will come to the surface of the water, lie flat on it, then he will lie down very flat on the water surface and starting paddling to the edge of the pool. And by doing this, he will come to the edge of the pool. What was the planning? First he will hit the bottom, then he will make a big jump, then after he will lie down on the surface of the water. He will start paddling, and by doing this he will come to the edge of the pool. This is the planning, my dear student, that he planned while going down to the bottom in a sitting position. Okay, so this is the thing. Next one, it seemed a long way down. When he was making planning, he made the planning, and then he was going down. Those 9 feet, means 9 feet is the depth of the pool, were more than 90. See, when the pain comes, then these 90 feet converted into 90 feet. 9 feet converted into 90 feet. And before I touched bottom, before touching the bottom of the pool, my lungs were ready to burst. It means the breath was out of his control. He could not control his breath. But when my feet hit bottom, but as he touched the bottom, I summoned, he messaged all his strength. Summon means collection. He collected all his physical energy and made what I thought was a great spring. And he made a great jump, good jump upward, to come upward of the pool, on the surface of the pool. I imagine, then he did imagination, I would bob on to the surface like a cork, like a cork ball. He would be coming in and coming out, coming in and coming out like a cork ball. Instead, I came up slowly. Even though he came up very slowly, he made a big jump. He came to the surface, but the process of coming to the surface was very slow. I opened my eyes. Then he opened his eyes and saw nothing. He saw nothing but water everywhere. Because he was in the pool, he could not see anything except water. Water that had a dirty yellow ting to it. He was a yellow, means the water was dirty yellow. I grew panically. Means Douglas felt some kind of fear. I reached up as if to grab a rope. He wanted to catch a rope, and my hands clutched only at water. He made some effort that he may get a rope to come out of the pool, but what he clutched, what he got in his hand, only water. I was suffocating. His breath was not controlling, so he was like suffocating. I tried to yell, means speak out, to cry out, to shout, but no sound came out. But no sound came out. Then my eyes and nose came out of the water. Only two parts of his body came out of the water. One part was eyes and second one was nose, but not my mouth. By eyes he could see something, and by nose he felt relaxed by, you can say, this by taking oxygen into his body. So these two parts of body came out, but not my mouth. But his mouth did not come out of the water. Okay, so today's last paragraph I'm going to read. I fled at the surface. He lay down on the surface of the water, swallowed what? Water only, and choked. You surprised. I tried to bring my legs up. Douglas wanted to take his legs up on the surface of the water, but they hang as dead weights. But he felt that his legs were not responding positively. Paralyzed. He thought that his legs were paralyzed and rigid and became hard to move. A great force. He felt that a great force. What kind of great force? It is hydrophobia, fear of water. A great force was pulling me. He thought that a great force of hydrophobia was pulling his legs down under the water. I screamed, he shouted, but only the water heard me. Nobody was there to hear him, only the water, as per his experience. I had started on the long journey back. Now, first in first attempt he came on the surface. He tried to catch a rope, but he caught only water in his hand. Now he wanted to take his legs up, but he felt that they were rigid and paralyzed. Then again he felt some kind of bad experience that a great power of hydrophobia was pulling his legs down. Now, dear students, just see, he is going back to the bottom of the pool second time. First time he went when he was tossed into the water. Second time he is going back. Now he experienced the second visit. Starting on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool, and then he thought that he is going again to the bottom of the pool. So that's all for today. Till here we stopped. The next part we will do reading in next video. Till then, do reading. Okay, dear students. Thank you. Have a good day.